welcome to another edition of Midlands Outdoors Tips and Techniques. Today we're going to discuss a rather simple method of how we rig our down rod leader lines. This is going to be a session that, for you guys that are out there that are seasoned, not really going to be much for you, but to the new guy out there fishing, trying to get into striper fishing in the summertime using down rods, this will be a lesson for you to learn how to tie that Carolina rig that we use to catch those fish on down rods. Alright, so first, I prefer a 2-ounce sinker. Again, just like other videos I've said, there's different ways to tie knots, different hooks to use, people use different size sinkers. I prefer a 2-ounce. I do use others at times, 1.5 ounces, 1 ounce, even 3 ounces, depending on the situation. But this is going to be my go-to 2-ounce egg sinker. So we're going to start with just sliding that on your main line. Okay. Now, I like to use a bead between my sinker and my swivel. It does help protect that knot. I just use a little plastic 5mm bead in this position. What you'd see a lot of times is a standard 8mm bead, but I'm just using a 5mm, just enough to give a little protection between the sinker and the knot on the swivel. Okay, so now we have the sinker and the bead. Alright, swivels, preference. I use a crane style swivel. You can also use, which is very popular, these are barrel swivels, which I have used. I can't hold on to it, which I have used most of my life actually is barrel swivels. I changed over to a crane swivel a couple years ago. I like them because they're smaller and you get more strength with a smaller swivel. So again, that's preference. Barrel swivels work just fine, but I do use a crane swivel. There's a couple ways you can tie this. Polymer knot, which is a very, very strong knot. Okay, I changed the angle of the camera so you can see this a little bit better. So, pinch this line together. There's your tag and the main line. Pinch this together. We're going to run this through the swivel. We're going to make a loop. Pull that line back through the loop. Okay, once that's through the loop, then we're going to take this swivel and go back through the line right there. Just like that. You're going to pull that, get it fairly snug, and then once you get it close to snug, you want to pull mainly the tag line so that you're not pulling the main line through the knot and causing a twist or a weak point. I'm going to moisten that, and I'm going to pull this tag down, pull this main line a little bit to get it out, and pull that tag down tight. And then you have your polymer knot, which is supposed to be one of the stronger fishing knots. Okay. Alright. There's the polymer knot tied on the swivel. So now we have the sinker, the bead, and the swivel. Just like that. Alright, let's look at the leader. Okay, on this particular rod today, I'm going to use a P-line 10-pound fluorocarbon. This is what I've been, it's Cigar and Vizex 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. And again, you don't always have to go this light, but we are in the summertime. It's hot, it's July. Those fish are starting to really get stressed out. So I'm going to stay really light, small diameter. You want a very limber line. This diameter on this Cigar is a little bit smaller. That's why I generally chose it. Okay. But if you look, it's not, I believe the P-line might actually be a little more limber, which will allow that bait to actually swim more realistically and be a little more active. So we're gonna pull off probably about 3 feet. I usually like about a 30-inch to 3 feet leader. Listen, this stuff can vary, doesn't have to be the same. So just remember, you can try some different lengths, you can try some different knots, some different hooks. I've decided what I like because I tried a lot of stuff. So we tied the polymer knot here. I'm just gonna tie a quick, simple clinch knot on this one, just to make this nice and quick. And again, both knots work really well. So you're gonna do that. Okay. Now, my hook of choice, if you haven't watched other videos, is an eagle claw needle point octopus hook. It's a light wire hook, small. And we're gonna do the snail knot just as we did in my earlier video. I showed you how to tie that snail knot. If you don't know how and you want to see that, check out my other videos on YouTube and you will be able to find where I showed you how to tie the snail knot. I'm gonna do this very quickly and I'll be back shortly. Okay guys, there it is. 2-ounce sinker, bead, swivel, 30 to 36-inch leader line, and a 1/0 hook. That's it. It's as simple as that. Well guys, we appreciate you checking us out today. Please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, like our videos, and check back for another edition of Midlands Outdoors Tips and Techniques.